Hello
Hello
everyone,
everyone,
I'm Jessica.
and I'm Monica. Today we invited a guest of German background from Princeton High School who was born and raised in the US.
We'll take a look at what it's like to grow up as a German American. Now let's get
Let's get into the video.
Uh,
Hello, we are Princeton Connect.
into it. So today we have Marcus with us. Could you introduce a bit about yourself in German and then translate that to English so we all can understand?
Ja. Hallo, ich heiße Markus. Ich bin gerade ich gehe jetzt in die 12. Klasse und ich bin 17 und ja, hello, my name is Marcus. I'm a rising senior and I'm 17. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, first question, do you speak German at home with your family or English? Because you were born here, right?
I was born in Dallas, actually, Texas, but yes, I do speak German at home. It's the language that we use to communicate.
Oh, so how did you learn two languages? Did you have any trouble balancing the two languages with your family? Would you mix it when you speak with your family?
I mean, we sometimes use a mix of German and English, but honestly, it hasn't been that problematic. I will say that our English is better than our German, simply because we grew up here. We don't have enough German contact to have great vocabulary. We sometimes mix up the words, but when it comes to being fluent, we can mostly seamlessly integrate into German culture because we basically we don't have any accent. We speak it very well comparatively.
Wow.
But the thing is, we speak it at home, and because both of our parents are German. Actually, it's kind of funny because my mother is actually, my mom actually, her parents are German. That's why she speaks German. So she doesn't actually come from Germany. Her parents did though, and my dad is from Germany. So I'm like 1.5 generation German speaker.
Oh,
here.
wow. That's really cool. Okay.
So, what would you say are some most noticeable cultural differences between Germany and the United States? So, for example, the lifestyle or entertainment or any traditions.
Well, one thing that's kind of funny is that when you go to Germany, the trends that you had earlier in the year in America become the trends in Germany. So you kind of revisit old trends whenever you come back. It's kind of they have a delayed American culture in some ways because I don't because Germany is Americanizing more and more when it comes to culture and entertainment. They even start using some English words. And another great that has cultural variety in many ways, which Germany doesn't. It kind of just has the European vibe and a specific German vibe, but not that much else culturally. However, I think that the culture in Germany is also a lot more open to other people and open to other things. Because here, you can be lynched in all parts of the country based on what your views are. Honestly, there's a lot of very angry mobbing going around. But that's not the case in Germany, which I think is great. Is something that America should strive for.
Yeah. Okay. So up to today, how would you identify yourself? Because you did grow up here your whole life, but you still know a lot about the German culture. So do you consider yourself more adapted to the American culture or German culture, or a little bit of both?
Honestly, I'd have to say both because if I had to be totally honest to myself, I don't really identify with any nation or any culture. I feel like that's just kind of just a label you give yourself. It doesn't really make much sense to define your life on either. I'm not specifically proud to be German, not proud to be American. I'm just proud to be a person, right? That being said, I do like certain parts of different cultures. So yes, I would say both.
Yeah. So like we respect that too. Like you find that like middle ground, right?
Biculturalism.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, but I was kind of saying that it's also like no culturalism in some ways as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell us like what you like being part of two cultures, or like what do you like from each culture? Anything
Like,
you are proud of?
I mean, like, proud might be the wrong word, but there's certain ideals that are standard in both cultures, right? Because
Hmm.
uh, in Germany, people are more pragmatic, which is something that some other places really need. That goal orientation, um, and and they I just find Germany really interesting in a lot of ways. It also has a pretty unique political system compared to America's. I mean, okay, unique is probably the wrong word, but it has a different political system that is based on multiple different political entities, which is a lot better than a bipartisan system. Stuff like that. When it comes to American pride, I can't actually really say much except that like it has notable achievements like being the first nation to go to the moon, I guess, and then other things such as Apple and Microsoft. I'm not even sure when Microsoft started. You know, just big tech companies. That's where the pride comes in. I mean, in some ways, I am proud of being German simply because I live in America. When I'm in Germany, I'm proud of being American. Not specifically because I like the country, but specifically because I have part of a different culture, and that contrasts very well to where I am.
Mhm.
Mm.
Great. So, like, how often do you travel to Germany? And like, when was the last time you visited?
Like once a year, sometimes for extended periods of time. I was actually there this summer, not this summer, obviously, because of
Oh,
Corona.
yeah.
But I was there last summer, and I actually had an internship there at a company. So
Nice.
that was nice. Like I think I started in international sales or something, but it was really fun because I befriended a lot of the employees. Like the guy who was
Oh wow.
3 year old who was kind of our overseer. We called him Skater God because he really had the '90s vibe around him. Like one of the guys, he was a really funny guy. He was very fun to hang out with. I actually went to a concert with one of the other employees because we liked the same band.
Mm.
It was a great experience. But yes, I often do go to Germany. I've been to the school system before, like the last few weeks of school, because their school is a little longer. So I sometimes go there in my summer break just to experience German culture. That's what my parents said. I've never really enjoyed it. Um, Simply because their culture isn't varied and they kind of sometimes have like, I mean, they're open in a lot of ways, but sometimes they can be very close to people who act strangely in their opinion. But whatever.
Do you see yourself like going to attending like a German university in the future?
I think
Like,
it's a
or for
possibility.
work?
I think that's a possibility. However, honestly, because I'm integrated in American culture, I understand it more than I do German culture. I understand German culture decently, but I don't have the nuance that I do with American culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I just find the American system of colleges is inherently pretty bad, but the colleges are probably more fun. Just when it comes to, I mean, they cost like 200 times as much, but they they like at least you have a real experience there. Germany has a very like state, very like standard college school system. I'm
Mm,
not saying they're bad. Some of them are very good, but
yeah.
I just want I've grown up here. I kind of want that college experience that exists.
Yeah.
And if I want a job here in the U.S., then I can't go to German college because they barely recognize foreign achievement.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah. So, do you have any advice for anyone who might not be adapting to the American culture? Like, for example, like someone who just moved here or like immigrants?
Or
Yes.
just someone who might have like a different cultural background.
Yeah.
Yes. Go at it slowly and carefully because there's a few like important differences. Like for example, someone German might not smile enough, for example, in American culture. And
But
very
but they don't mean to be mean or anything.
yeah, they don't mean to be mean. They just maybe have like strong sarcasm or something like that. To adapt to American culture is to be careful and to like watch and learn because it's very confusing. It's very nuanced in some ways. I and definitely do not get into politics and silly anymore.
Thank you for being here. We enjoyed your stories. It was very interesting. See ya. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.